What's going on, my loves? Jasmineaten here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to prepare a double action candle to help uncross the energy around you, uncross your finances, uncross the love energy that's going on in your life. Uncrossing, clearing, cleansing rituals is definitely something that everyone should know how to do. It should be done on a periodic basis, primarily because, like I always tell people, we absorb a ton of energy. Hi guys, thanks for joining. We absorb a ton of energy from individuals around us, from friends and family, from workplaces, from school, from just going out. Hey Tracy, from just going out during the day. So it's important that you want to keep the energy around you very balanced. Now this particular spell, if you've noticed that your finances have been slowing down, they've been stuck, they haven't been flowing, maybe there's things that you've been trying to work on or accomplish and it feels like that there is a block, this is going to help you. If you feel like the love in your life, and not necessarily romance, but maybe just love from family, maybe from friends, maybe for yourself even, feels like the energy just really isn't that positive, or maybe if you are stagnant in your relationship or you're having a difficult time trying to meet somebody, then this ritual is definitely going to help you. I decided to keep the ingredients very simple, and the one thing I can tell you is sometimes the most simplest spells can be the most powerful ones. Spell work can be very complex, but you do not have to go out and buy all of these different ingredients. And sometimes, especially if you're trying to unblock your finances, the last thing you want to do is have to go out and spend and dish out a whole bunch of money in order to do that. I am using, so I'll show you guys what I'm working with. I'm working with, first we're going to use a double action candle. I chose black and white because white, as we know, is all purpose. However, these come in black and green if you're specifically working on finances, black and red if you're working on love related issues. A lot of people refer to these as reversal candles, and yes, they can be used for reversal spells. However, this is a double action candle. This is an actual reversal candle where it is red on the inside and black on the outside, but they can be used the same way. The next thing you're going to want to use is some coconut oil. And the reason why I chose coconut oil, again, is because coconut oil is something you probably have at home. It is very accessible. This one I got is pure 100% refined coconut oil that I found at Dollar Tree. Coconut oil is good for cleansing, and it's also good for protection. So this would be very good for the part of the work that we want to banish or clear away. Coconut oil can also just be used as an all-purpose oil. So if you don't have, let's say you don't have a banish oil, or you don't have an attraction oil or a money oil, or come to me, you can use this as a substitute. It is preferable that you use an oil that is specifically designed and combined for that intention, but if you don't have that, feel free to use this. And then just so you guys know, if there's ever a substitute for something I'm using, I will mention that in the video. A lot of times people comment asking, well, is there a substitute for this? If I don't say that there's a substitute, then it's best to stick to what I'm recommending. You're gonna get yourself some good old-fashioned cayenne pepper, just like the kind that you cook with. You're gonna need some honey. You're going to need some bay leaves. And this one here came from my local grocery store. I think I paid $1.29 for that. You are going to need an incense. For this particular ritual, I like to use patchouli incense. Patchouli is used for both wealth and love, money and romance, finances and romance, etc. If you're not a fan of patchouli, and this one by him actually smells very good. It doesn't have that hippie earthy scent, but it smells very good. You can also use some frankincense. Plain old-fashioned frankincense is one of my favorites. It's very high vibrational. It smells very good. It's great for both cleansing and grounding your work to bring success to it. And the fragrance also is good for attracting positive things to yourself. The last thing you're going to need, last couple things, is a writing pen, a lighter, and something to place your candle on, some sort of fire resistant tray, candle holder, whatever. So, and some patchouli root, but I'll get to that in a second. So what I've done with this candle, you may notice I've done what's called bunting the candle. So you see this was on the top here, and for sake of saving time, I did this before I started the video, but I cut the top off. And the reason why you want to do that is you want to create a flat surface if possible, because you're actually going to be burning this candle upside down, meaning you're going to light it from the black side. And what I did here was I carved out the wick, which I might do just a little bit more. And the reason why you want to do that is you want to remove whatever's blocking you in order to bring in what you're trying to attract. And oftentimes what I find is people burn a ton of road opener candles, they burn a ton of money drawing candles, love candles, but it's like, how can you bring anything in when you're blocked up? You know what I mean? It's like trying to run water down a sink full of hair. It ain't gonna work. You got to clear the blockage first. So you want to burn this starting from the black side. The next thing I did was I inscribed on the candle, and I know you can't see what's written on here, but I inscribed on the candle. And the way I did it, this is a very important step. I started off with the black part. Now because, and I hope I don't confuse you guys, but because we're burning this candle upside down and we're trying to banish whatever it is, you know, what the client's request was, I wrote, let me see, how can I do this? I wrote, so facing me, I wrote from left to right, the way you would if you're writing on a piece of paper. But what's going to happen is when I turn the candle over, the words are going to burn backwards, and that's how we're removing. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll try to explain it differently. So that's what I did on the black side. On this particular candle, this client wants all blockages from finances removed, all blockages from self-love removed, all debt and bad credit banished. Now, with this type of spell, and remove blockages from known or unknown enemies. This type of spell, you want to keep this very simple. It does not have to be a paragraph. You don't have to use all these adjectives. Just write out boom, boom, boom. What do you want? List it. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the white side, I wrote it from top down because when the candle I wrote it the other way so that when the candle burns, it's going to burn with the words from the top down. I really hope this is making sense. What I wrote on here is, okay, so the client wants new business partnerships to generate $5,000 a month income and to improve business. And the last thing he asked for was self-acceptance and self-love. Okay, so now I'm going to address the candle. I'm going to try to adjust you guys. Hi, guys. Hey, Emma. Hi, Anna. Okay, hope you guys can see this. Let me know if you can't. But so I have my candle in front of me. And I'm going to start with the banishing part. You can start with whatever, but I feel like we're going to do this in a sequence, so we want to work on the banishing. So I'm going to take a little bit of this coconut oil, and yeah, your hands are going to get a little messy. You can wear gloves if you want to, but you really want your energy in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of the coconut oil, and I'm going to dress this. Okay, can you guys see this? I'm going to dress this from the bottom up because we want to remove, we're removing what's no longer beneficial to the person in their life. And it doesn't take a whole lot, but you want to get enough on there, and we just want to remove. And as I'm doing this, I would be either reciting what the person wants or praying over it. Now, you can use any prayer or words of power that you want. I suggest, if you're not sure what to use, you can use Psalm number 23 is very powerful. Psalm number 70 and Psalm number 91. All right, so now that we've dressed that side, I'm just going to take my cayenne pepper and I'm going to sprinkle it on here. And I'm not really going to be too crazy about how, which way. We just want to get it on here. That's really what's most important. And you want to be generous with it. And again, I'm still focusing on the intentions of what he wants to remove. Okay, it's better to use the powdered versus the seeds, but if that's all you have, you can. It's just with this particular, especially with coconut oil, with this particular spell, the ground cayenne pepper is going to stick better. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, bear with me, y'all, I'm a one-woman show, but I'm going to fold this over only because I don't want to get any cayenne pepper on the side on this side, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use honey. And the reason why I use honey, anytime I'm trying to attract things, anytime we wanna bring things from a good high vibration, from, you know, a higher divine place. So I like to use honey, plus it helps the herbs to stick better. If you're vegan and you're uncomfortable using honey, you can use, you know, maple syrup, agave, a different type of natural sweetener. Or you can use some, you could use an attraction oil, but I'm gonna use honey because it works. Okay, and then we're just gonna rub this in. We're gonna rub it all over. And as you can see, I'm holding it and I'm pulling it towards myself because we're trying to draw in what the client wants, okay? And then I have some patchouli leaves down here. And I picked patchouli because, again, you don't want to have to spend a whole lot of money on a bunch of ingredients. So if you can find an herb that serves both purposes, then you kind of kill two birds with one stone, and you save yourself a few coins. I happen to like patchouli. It works very, very, very well, and the odor doesn't bother me. I like the way patchouli smells, so I figured this would be ideal for this particular spell. Okay, so now that is, hold on one second. Okay, so here we go. It's, you know, it's a little messy. It's not frou-frou, it's not pretty, but it's gonna work. Now I'm gonna take my tray that I have here, and we're going to melt the bottom of this candle so that it can stick. And then we're gonna place the bay leaves on here. We'll hold that for a second, let it stick. Now, here's a kind of a bonus tip. Because I'm doing this for someone else, I told him I wanted him to write out in more detail. Hey, Luna. I wanted him to write out in more detail the things that he wants, and he's going to burn that every night, starting tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday, which is the full moon. That's an optional step. If you're doing this for yourself, you don't necessarily have to do it. But the way I like to work with my clients, especially those that are out of state or cannot come and sit with me in person, if I have a client that comes in person, I'll have them write out the petition or carve the candle themselves. But since he's on the East Coast, this is a way of him adding his own energy to this particular spell. Now, as you can see, I'm taking the bay leaves and I'm placing the bay leaves around the candle, and bay leaves serve two purposes. One, they help wishes come true. They grant wishes. Two, they also protect your work. So if you have a feeling, an inclination that perhaps the whatever the situation is that you're going through was directed to you, or someone is working against you, putting bay leaves around your candles is a way to conceal your work and hide it. And then it just adds an extra boost. So, you guys can see that okay? So now we have prepared a double action candle. 5 very simple ingredients. I'm going to light this candle later tonight, and then once this candle burns down, whatever wax remnants are down here, I'm going to take it and I'm going to bury it. And the purpose of burying the wax remnants is when you're putting an end, you're burying whatever the problem is, whatever the energy is, whatever it is that has caused this gentleman to have his crossed condition. We're going to put that to rest by burying it. We're also going to promote growth in the areas of his life that he wants to improve, because, you know, burying something can A, put things to rest, and B, promote growth. So again, double action here. And that's the purpose of doing that and how we're going to do it. So I hope this was helpful. Very simple. As you can see, it took me just as long as it took to record this video, about 10 minutes to do this. You can also prepare this. Maybe you want to prepare it a few days in advance and pray over it a couple of times before you actually light it. There's no real right or wrong way to do this candle. just as long as you have these ingredients, then you will definitely see success in all of this. So this is how you prepare an uncrossing candle. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comment box below. You can inbox me if you want to have this service performed for you. You can visit my website at oneritualaway.com. Be sure to share this video with someone you love, share it on your page, share it in the magical groups. We are coming in, or we are in the full moon energy right now. This is an excellent time to do this spell. These candles can be found at your local spiritual shop, Botanica, or you can order them on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, then you can probably get it by tomorrow or at the very latest on Wednesday, okay? All right, you guys, I will upload this video on my YouTube channel. If you missed it, you can watch the replay there later this evening. I love you guys. Happy manifesting and happy full moon.